Hello everybody and welcome back to the Bando Boy Variety channel. Today's video we're going to be doing the quarter hunt. So this is only the second quarter hunt that I've done in my coin roll hunting career. The first one is earlier on the channel, but I just went over the finds of that hunt. I did a dime hunt then too, and there was no silver or anything. So that's what we're going to be looking for in this box. However, we got a lot of stuff for the albums that we're going to be looking through, the regular albums. We also have women quarter albums that we're looking for any Denver Mint examples of, as well as any newer ones that have been issued. The National Park quarter album's pretty empty, so hopefully can find some stuff for that. Any replacements for my state quarter album, which I find hard to believe. I don't think we'll find because I got all nice examples in there, but we're always looking for that. And of course, the best of all, any silver or any older than silver quarters, so like standing liberties or anything. Probably won't be that lucky, but you never know. This is a circulated box in the local bank, so there's always a chance of that. But anyway, regardless of if we find that or not, I can tell we're probably going to have a lot of replacements and additions to the other albums, so it'll still be a good box. But anyway, that being said, let's get into the hunt. Roll 2 here, and we have a Denver Anime Long quarter. Now, the significance of that is I've found a lot of women quarters, and I can't find any Denver examples. So this is the first one I've ever found since I've been seeing the American women quarters. So this is a Denver Anime Wong, which if you look at the albums, one for women quarters, and if you watch where I showcase this in the collection videos, I don't have any Denver examples of these. I think it's just due to my location. I'm not near the Denver Mint. I'm more near the Philadelphia one. So, since the Denver and Philadelphia have nearly equal mintages, that's probably why. It's just a location thing. And even still, it's the first one I've ever found, so we're going to call that a significant find. I've also found the 2021 Denver Crossing Delaware, which I'm going to put in the album here for the obverse showcase. I'll have the Philadelphia one for the reverse. The obverse, I think I'm going to make a Denver and change this label to the Denver obverse, and then put the Denver mintage next to it, like I have the Philadelphia mintage over here. And I also changed the I added the mintages for all the American Territories quarters for 2009 as well. So that's a recent change. But anyway, that's what I wanted to bring you here for. And we've got several replacements and additions to the albums so far, so we're going to continue the hunt. But nothing too significant yet, but it is only roll 2. Roll 18, and we have a S-minted 2018 Block Island National Park quarter. Now, this isn't the silver, the 2018 S silver, but it is still an S mint. There was only slightly over 636,000 of these minted, as compared to the 151.6 million of the Denver minted Block Islands and the 138 million of the Philadelphia minted ones. So this is pretty much an extremely rare coin, as it's only 636,000 compared to like 300 some million of the other ones. So it's not as rare as the silver, but this is the first S-minted National Park quarter I've ever found. So we will be adding that to the private collection, because I do not have a slot for San Francisco minted National Park quarters, obviously. So that is a rarity, and that will be going into the private collection. In terms of everything else, we've been finding a lot of replacements for the albums and a lot of stuff for the albums, especially lots of National Park quarters and even more of Denver minted American women quarters, but they are still proving to be extremely rare. So a slow box, which is just to be expected with quarters. But with that being said, we're going to continue. Roll 27, and we have an S-minted Sally Ride American Women quarter. So this is the first one of the American Women quarters I found that's been S-minted. That's from San Francisco. So I don't know how many are minted, but it is included in the 278 million total 2022 Sally Ride quarters are minted. So I'm assuming it's probably not too high. It's not the silver, it's not a proof, and it's not, I don't think it's even the not issued for circulation sets that they released in 2012 example either. I think it's just a regular 2022S. So that actually will go in the album because I can collect the S-minted versions of each of these coins. Even though they're extremely elusive, I can say that I've now found one. So that is going to conclude the box. No silver or anything, which is to be expected usually with these, but we did have a lot of things for the albums, so I'll be back with you in a couple seconds with the updates to those albums. This is the 1965 to 1987 album, so we will be completely filling this, except for the varieties slots, which I haven't found really any varieties yet, but anyway, like before, the ones that are above slots with a quarter already in it, they'll be replacing the one in that slot, and the ones above an empty slot will be going into the slot, because we didn't have it yet. So these are the ones that will be going in here. This is the 1988 to 1998 album. These are the ones we have replacing and adding. Was able to find the Virgin Islands one for our territories section. The only other territories ones I was able to find was several District of Columbia's, but they weren't nice enough to replace this. And I found a couple American Samoas and even the Denver American Samoa, but none of those were nice enough. Up here for my territories offers, the reason I'm putting this in here, even though it's not as nice as this is a territory, District of Columbia, whereas this is a state quarter I have in here, and even though they use the same obverse, I still would rather have a territories in there than a state quarter, so that will be replacing that. That isn't in too bad a condition. And then this 2021 Crossing the Delaware Denver will be replacing this Philadelphia because it is way nicer. And I will be changing this to 2021 D Crossing the Delaware obverse label when I get around to that. So I'll have a Philadelphia for the reverse and a Denver for the obverse, like I said at the beginning of the video, just because I wanted this much nicer example in there. But anyway, that's this album. Small correction here in the video, I didn't have the 93P or the 92D shown. That's because I accidentally threw them back in the stack. It's hard to kind of keep track of all these with the method I'm using, but I pulled them back out, so we have those going in there. And then we'll have this entire album filled, except for these, which I need, and then these are obviously all blank spots for future things. This is the adjustments to the State Quarter album, which I haven't really had to do much of because they had nice examples in it. Like I said earlier in the collections, this isn't an album that I put together. This is somebody, a friend of a relative gave me. But there is some nicer ones that I found than the ones that are in here, including this Indiana, or this Illinois. Really nice Illinois to be replacing that. This is a National Park album. These are the additions to that. So these ones that are just sitting in the holes, those are the ones that will be added. The ones above existing ones will be replacing that. So we have a lot more Denver ones we found. I think I only had like 4 Denvers before. Yeah, we're going to have additions to that. This is the adjustments to the American Women Quarters album. So we had a couple replacements. One of the highlights of this box is we got the entire Sally Ride lineup. So we even got the S-minted one, which is really surprising because those are difficult, really difficult to find, even more than the Denver ones. We got a couple Denver additions for other ones, like the Eleanor Roosevelt. I found the Denver for that one. Got the Nina Otero Warren, Denver Wilma Mankiller. So we have that. I found the Maria Tall Chief one, which I needed anything for. I didn't even have even the Philadelphia one, but I also found the Denver, the Maria Tall Chief. And we found the Sitkala Sa one, which I didn't have any of either. And that's it for the, I think I got every 2024 one. So I think I have every example of at least one of every year up until the very current one that they have, which is that one. So they obviously haven't started the 2025s yet. But that's that. So that's going to be it for the second quarter box hunt of the career and first find hunt that I like to call them, where I go through the finds as I hunt the box. So the first one we've done in a while. Obviously the main highlight that'll be going in the private collection, because I don't have anywhere else to put it, is the 2018 S Block Island. Extremely low mintage, only slightly over 600,000. But obviously we found the S-minted Sally Ride one too, which is a rarity. Pretty much completely filled this sector of the Philadelphia National Park quarters. A couple more for this. The 2010s are really scarce, especially for the Denvers, but we got a lot more of those in. Even a couple replacements to the State Quarter album, and then obviously completely filled this album, except for the varieties, and completely filled this album up to this point. Still have a couple here. Nothing for silver, which is to be expected. But overall, not too bad of a hunt for album stuff. Just as an update, even though this doesn't pertain to the quarters, my only Kennedy half dollar album, 1986, I'm going to be getting more soon since I have enough half dollars. I added some different things since I got a couple from the grandfather collection in here. And this one only goes to 1990. I added the mintage here, and then I added the dates and the mintages for the ones that it doesn't have dates for. And I changed this to 1977 to present. Before it was 1977 to 2024. I don't know that they're going to discontinue the Kennedy half dollar design after 2024, so I just put that to present, and then I'll change it for whenever they stop doing that. But that's the changes to that. Just figured I'd update you for that since we're here. But anyway, guys, that's going to be it for the quarter box hunt, and please stay tuned for any videos, but that's going to be it for this video.